Vickie. Welcome to Make Life Special and another visit in Vickie's kitchen. Today we're going to be making my fabulous fish recipe, and believe it or not, you cook this in the microwave in only 10 minutes. So this is a quick, easy, really great recipe to have on hand. The ingredients are, of course, first of all, we're going to start with a fish, and we're using 1 pound of white fish. Any white fish will work. Today I'm going to be cooking this with cod fillets, and these are frozen in the freezer section of the grocery store, and you need to just follow the package directions for how to thaw the fish. Now, my preferred way for thawing frozen fish fillets is just as you see it here. These were vacuum sealed individually, and I took each one out of their little plastic vacuum seal package, put them in a large Ziploc bag, and then just submerge them in lukewarm water. It took about 30 minutes for this fish to thaw doing it this way. So you can easily do this once you come home from work at night. If the fish is still in the freezer, just take it out, put it in a Ziploc bag, put it in lukewarm water for 30 minutes, and then you're ready to assemble the recipe. So 1 pound of white fish. We have a half a cup of breadcrumbs, and today I'm using the Italian season. You can also use the plain, they work just as well, but today we're doing Italian season. 4 tablespoons of melted butter, 1 can of cream of celery soup, a half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 2 green onions, which I'm in the process of chopping right now, 1 8-ounce package of sliced mushrooms, which I have rinsed under cold water. So to assemble the fabulous fish recipe, we'll take the fish, of course, out of the plastic bag, and we're just going to lay it in a baking dish. Now, this 1 pound package of fish actually had 3 fish fillets in it. Okay. I'll put this here so you can see what I'm doing. So we're first just going to lay the fish fillets into the baking dish. Tilapia is also a good fish to use in this recipe. Now we're going to top this with the mushrooms. And I'm not quite going to use the whole package today because this package only had 3 fillets in it, so I think that'll be plenty for this recipe. And I'm going to go ahead and finish chopping the 2 green onions. You know, it seems like every time I cook a recipe, I remember some significant thing that happened when I made this recipe. And one time we were having a dinner party. We're having about 10 guests over for dinner. And it was about 2 hours before everyone was set to arrive. And I had a beautiful, like 10-pound prime rib roast in the oven cooking, and I had made all the side dishes. And Bruce called me and he said, "Oh, I just found out 2 of the dinner guests who are coming tonight will not eat beef. What are you going to do?" So I thought, well, we live 45 minutes away from any fresh seafood market. So, and my oven was tied up with the prime rib. So I thought about this recipe, and I rushed out to the local grocery store, got a pound of the white fish fillets out of the freezer section, and was able to make this. It cooked in the microwave, so it didn't interfere with the prime rib, and everybody was happy. So when I think about this recipe, I think how really it saved me from a very embarrassing moment. So back to the recipe assembly. We have the white fish in here, we've put the mushrooms on top, the 2 sliced green onions, and then we're going to top it with a can of cream of celery soup. And we're just going to get the soup out of the can, and I'll spread it around a little bit over the fish fillets. And this will make a wonderful sauce for this fish as it microwaves. Now, at this point, we need to pour half of the melted butter, which will be 2 tablespoons of the butter, over the fish, and I'm going to reserve the other half to make buttered bread buttered breadcrumbs to sprinkle on top of the fish. And then we're going to just sprinkle a half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning over the top. Just a little bit more on there. And now this is how it looks right before we put it into the microwave. And at this point, I'm going to cover it with plastic wrap. And I will microwave this on high for 10 minutes. So, I'm putting the plastic wrap on the fish. Let's make sure it seals well. And it's ready to go in the microwave. I've just taken the fish out of the microwave. I microwaved it for 10 minutes. And you do want to be careful when you take the plastic wrap off because there will be a lot of hot steam in there. You don't want to get burned. Now you can see this is what the fish looks like as soon as it comes out of the oven. And we've got the 3 fillets, and they're actually just cooked perfectly, and a beautiful sauce that we're going to spoon over the fish when we serve it. But now we need to make the buttered breadcrumbs, and we have 2 tablespoons of remaining melted butter that I'm just going to pour into the breadcrumb mixture and stir that up. And then I'm just going to lightly sprinkle this over the fish. And then again, after I get this sprinkled on, I'm going to top it with a little bit more of the sauce that's in the pan. I'm going to spoon some of the wonderful mushroom sauce on. We'll come back in just a minute. I'll put this on a plate and you can see how we would serve it. Here you see the fabulous fish plated with the oven roasted fingerling potatoes and roasted asparagus. Whenever I'm serving a family meal or entertaining guests in our home, I like to plate the food. I think it's just a nice added touch. I hope you enjoy this recipe.